Have you ever felt like you're giving everything, yet somehow still falling behind? What if the real fight isn't between you and the world, but between you and your own thoughts? And what if the key to becoming unstoppable was hidden in ancient wisdom, waiting for you to claim it? Welcome to Stoic Bridge, the bridge between ancient wisdom and modern life, guiding you through life's storms with calm and resilience. You see, the idea of giving your all every single day sounds simple. It sounds empowering. But deep down, you know the truth. You're struggling to keep up. Life is moving fast, too fast. And no matter how much you try to push through the chaos, it feels like you're standing still. You're busy, yet stuck. You're tired, yet restless. And the most frustrating part, you know there's more in you, yet you can't seem to access it. Maybe you've started to doubt whether that potential everyone talks about is even real. But what if I told you it is? What if this endless loop of burnout, distraction, and self-doubt could actually be broken? Not by some trendy productivity hack, but by a raw, ancient mindset forged in the fires of adversity. A philosophy so powerful that it doesn't just help you survive, it teaches you how to thrive, even on your worst days. That philosophy is Stoicism, and it's not about pretending life is perfect or expecting everything to go your way. It's about doing your absolute best, even when the odds are stacked against you. It's about showing up with purpose when motivation is gone. It's about building clarity where there was once confusion and discipline where there was once chaos. Picture this: you wake up tomorrow, not overwhelmed, not dreading the day, but focused, driven. There's a force inside you that refuses to be shaken, a purpose that cuts through the noise and gives your day direction. That's not hype. That's not motivation. That's discipline. That's presence. That's power. And when you start to think like a Stoic, something shifts. You stop drowning in what might happen and begin mastering what is happening. You stop being at war with the world and start becoming a warrior within your own mind. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." That fear, that self-doubt, that voice in your head whispering that you're not enough, it's not the truth, it's the illusion. The real war isn't out there, it's in here. And once you see that clearly, you stop playing the victim, you stop running, you rise. So let me ask you, are you ready to step out of this mental prison, to stop being your own worst enemy and start becoming your strongest ally? Because in today's video, I'm going to share with you 9 Stoic secrets that will completely rewire the way you approach every single day. These aren't surface level tips. They're hard truths and they demand everything. But if you're willing to listen, they'll give you everything in return. Now, take a breath, hit that like button, subscribe, and don't blink, because we're about to light a fire in you that can't be put out. Let's begin. 1. Focus on what you can control. Imagine waking up in the eye of a storm. Everything around you swirling, shouting, and spinning out of control. The world doesn't greet you with peace. It greets you with noise, demands, and distractions. The traffic jams your plans before the day even begins. The weather laughs at your schedule. People throw their opinions at you like darts, telling you who to be, how to act, and what you're doing wrong. And as if that weren't enough, life itself delivers its daily dose of uncertainty, chaos, and unpredictability. Here's the hard truth that most people spend their lives running from. You cannot control the storm. No matter how tightly you grip the wheel, the winds won't obey. The moment you try to bend the uncontrollable to your will, frustration becomes your closest companion. You don't need to tame the chaos, you need to learn how to stand tall in the middle of it. This is where Stoic wisdom hits like a thunderclap. Marcus Aurelius didn't offer soft comfort, he gave a command. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That's not poetry, it's power. True, unshakable power. Because while the world rages, your mind can remain still. The storm may swirl around you, but your center can stay calm. You see, your mind is the true battlefield. You can't control the traffic. You can't stop the rain. You can't dictate someone's opinion about you. But you can control the space between stimulus and response. You can control how you show up, how you breathe, how you speak, how you choose. That space, those choices are where your strength is built. So shift your focus. Turn away from the noise that tries to own you and look inward. Look at your thoughts, your habits, your small wins, the way you walk into a room, the way you hold your silence when it counts. These are not small things. They are the foundation of everything. The moment you stop wasting energy on what you can't control, you begin reclaiming your most sacred resource, yourself. The decision you make in the next 10 seconds, the tone you take in your next conversation, the discipline you choose in this very hour, that's where transformation begins. Not in the outside world, but in the seat of your own power. So stop waiting for life to calm down. It won't, but you can. Anchor yourself in what's yours to shape. Your responses, your mindset, your presence. That's where clarity is born. That's where your fire is lit. And that's where your journey to real strength begins. Now, let's take that mindset and go deeper. Because what comes next will challenge everything you've been avoiding. 2. Embrace discomfort. Discomfort wears a clever disguise. It often shows up draped in a soft blanket, whispering sweet lies into your ear. It tells you to stay in bed just a little longer, to skip the workout, to avoid the hard conversation. It says you've earned a break. Take the easy road. And for a moment, you believe it, because comfort feels warm. It feels safe. But beneath that softness is a slow, suffocating poison. Comfort is not your ally. It's your quiet assassin. Little by little, it steals your fire, dulls your ambition, and buries your potential beneath layers of complacency. The more you sink into it, the more you surrender your edge, your drive, your purpose. And without realizing it, you begin digging your own grave, shovel by shovel, excuse by excuse. True greatness, the kind that endures and commands respect, never blooms in the soil of ease. It grows from struggle. It is sculpted by adversity. It takes root in discomfort. Epictetus, a man who endured slavery, exile, and hardship, didn't glorify pain, but he knew it was necessary. He understood that discomfort isn't your enemy. It's the fire that forges you. Life will throw punches, and you don't get to decide when or how, but you do get to choose your response. Will those punches break you, or will they mold you into steel? Let's be honest, you've been running. Every time discomfort knocks, you've found a way to slip out the back door. You've hidden behind distractions, busyness, procrastination. You've said later so often that it's become your default escape. But here's the raw truth. Every time you avoid discomfort, you turn your back on the future version of yourself. The one you could be if only you faced the fire. That version of you, they're not waiting on the sidelines of comfort. They're standing on the other side of the pain you've been avoiding. And the only way to reach them is to walk straight through the fear, through the tension, through the resistance. It doesn't have to start big. Wake up before your alarm, take a cold shower, say the thing you've been holding back. Do one small thing every day that makes your skin crawl a little. Because those are the moments that reshape you, not the easy ones. Every time you lean into discomfort, you hammer a layer of armor onto your soul. Every time you endure what you once thought you couldn't, you become harder to shake, tougher to defeat. You stop being soft clay and start becoming iron. You see, the easy way out is an illusion. It's a trap that keeps you average, and deep down, you were never meant to be average. You were born to grow, to push past your self-imposed limits, and to live with intensity. Discomfort is the gatekeeper to that life, and unless you walk through it, you'll never know what real strength feels like. So stop negotiating with weakness. Stop bargaining with fear. Start walking directly into the flame and let it reshape you. Let it teach you. Let it burn away who you were and reveal who you're meant to become. Because once you stop running, once you face discomfort head-on, you'll see it clearly for what it truly is. Not a curse, but a mentor. Not an obstacle, but a path. And if you're ready to build a life of intention, it starts with the one virtue that makes everything else possible. 3. Practice self-discipline every day. Discipline is not glamorous. It doesn't come with applause or admiration. It's not the spark that gets you started, but the fire that keeps you moving when every part of you wants to quit. Think of it like the quiet heartbeat beneath a warrior's armor. Steady, powerful, and absolutely essential. Without it, greatness is just a fantasy. Self-discipline is the internal engine that separates those who talk about their goals from those who live them out, day by day. It's not optional. It's the lifeblood of achievement, the unrelenting drive that pushes you forward even when motivation runs dry. When everything inside you screams for comfort, it's discipline that refuses to bend. It's not a feeling. It's a decision made in the darkest moments and carried through with grit. This isn't about building perfect routines or checking off tidy habits. No, this is about becoming unshakable. It's about staring down the voice that whispers, just sleep a little longer, and responding with a cold, resolute no. It's about recognizing procrastination not as some innocent delay, but as a thief stealing your future and crushing it with the weight of 1,000 choices made in silence. Self-discipline isn't merely a trait, it's a declaration, a daily defiant promise to yourself that you are in control. You are the one steering the ship, not your feelings, not your impulses, not your fears. The Stoics understood this brutal truth better than anyone. As Seneca said, no man is free who is not master of himself. And that truth hits like a hammer. You are either the master of your mind, your body, and your behavior, or you are the servant of every fleeting craving that pulls you into mediocrity. There is no middle ground. You want to know when everything changes, not when inspiration strikes or the timing feels perfect, but the moment you open your eyes and decide, today I lead. Today I rise. Not because I feel like it, but because I must. Because my future demands it. Let's not sugarcoat this. Discipline is war. Every single day you step onto the battlefield of your mind. Every moment you choose whether to fight or fold. The world won't hand you success. It will throw distractions, chaos, and excuses in your face. And it's in those very moments, when you're tired, overwhelmed, or hanging by a thread, that discipline becomes your weapon. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't negotiate with weakness. It pushes you to take one more step when your legs shake, to keep your word when no one's watching, to build your legacy with every act of defiance against comfort. Because every disciplined action, every time you show up, speak up, stay focused, lays another brick in the fortress of your future. And that fortress? It's not built overnight. It's forged through fire, through resistance, through daily decisions that shape your destiny. Understand this: the price of success is discomfort. The price of freedom is responsibility. The price of greatness, discipline, paid in full every single day. So stop waiting for motivation to tap you on the shoulder. Create it, craft it, mold it with your choices. And now let's explore another Stoic power, one that liberates your mind and cuts through frustration like a blade. 4. Accept what you can't change. Imagine standing on a beach during a raging storm. The winds howl, the tide rises, the waves crash mercilessly around you. You can scream at the ocean, you can curse the clouds, but nothing you do will calm the sea. Because nature, like life, doesn't care about your expectations. And the moment you realize that is the moment you reclaim your peace. Here's the hard, liberating truth. You will never control everything. Life isn't a puppet show with you pulling the strings. It doesn't move to your rhythm and it won't obey your plans. People will disappoint you. Circumstances will spin out of control. Storms will come when you least expect them and hit harder than you thought they could. The universe isn't yours to command, but your response, that's where your power lies. Too often, we fight what cannot be fought. We resist what simply is, and in doing so, we chain ourselves to suffering that didn't need to exist in the first place. The war isn't against the world, it's within. Every time you rage against what you cannot change, you are really fighting yourself, and it's a battle you can never win. But when you stop resisting, something beautiful happens. You unlock the gates to a freedom most people never experience. As Marcus Aurelius declared, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. These aren't just poetic words, they are a roadmap to resilience. The obstacle in front of you, it's not a dead end, it's the very path forward. Every failure, every rejection, every twist of fate you didn't see coming, these are not punishments. They are building blocks. They are training grounds for your character. When the world punches you in the gut, you don't collapse, you rise. You don't play the victim, you become the strategist who turns adversity into advantage. Think back. You've had those moments when everything felt like it was falling apart, when you thought you couldn't go on, and yet, here you are, still standing, stronger than before. That wasn't by accident. That was you growing, through pain, through pressure, through acceptance. You don't gain strength by wishing the world were different. You gain it by adapting, by evolving, by taking what's in front of you and transforming it. Acceptance isn't weakness. It's not giving up. It's stepping into the fire with open eyes and saying, let's go. I'll make this count. So stop spinning in circles trying to control what isn't yours to control. Redirect that energy. Use it to become someone who isn't shaken by the tide, but rises above it. Someone who doesn't curse the storm, but becomes the storm. You have one life, one chance. The path to greatness starts when you stop resisting reality and start mastering it. Next, let's explore the inner sanctuary where all strength is born, the power of mastering your own mind. And 5, develop inner peace through meditation. Picture a warrior sharpening his blade in the stillness of dawn, not to go into battle, but to conquer the battlefield within. That's what true meditation is. It's not about sitting cross-legged with soft music playing and hoping for peace to float gently into your chest. It's not fluff. It's not retreat. It's war, a disciplined, relentless reclaiming of your mind. You don't meditate to escape. You meditate to rise. You meditate to dominate. Inner peace isn't a delicate river you drift down. It's a mountain you climb with bloodied hands. It's not something handed to you. It's something earned through sweat, focus, and unwavering commitment. You don't seek peace like a dreamer. You seize it like a fighter. Because the chaos in your mind doesn't back off unless you make it. And that takes force. Every day your mind is under siege. Distractions, fears, regrets, cravings. They claw at your focus, hijack your energy, and try to convince you that you have no control. But Stoicism teaches the opposite, that freedom begins inside. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. That is peace. Not the absence of sound, but the absence of internal noise. Meditation is not passivity. It's an act of war against mental slavery. It's where you confront your thoughts, not as gentle suggestions, but as beasts that must be tamed. You don't shrink from them. You don't coddle them. You stare them down with clarity and command. You decide when they rise and when they fall. That is strength. So the next time you sit in silence, don't think of it as relaxing. Think of it as sculpting. You are chiseling a focused, unshakable mind from the chaos within. Every breath becomes a blade that cuts through distraction. Every moment of stillness becomes a strike against confusion. And slowly, breath by breath, you build a mind that cannot be moved. You don't sink into calm, you rise into it. Not because life is calm, but because you have mastered the storm within. And once you do, once you learn to hold steady in the eye of the hurricane, nothing can shake you. Meditation like this doesn't just bring calm, it brings power. It doesn't just soothe your mind, it strengthens your spirit. You don't leave your seat as the same person. You rise from it as a warrior, disciplined, focused, untouchable. So the next time life tries to pull you in 100 directions, remember, you have already trained for this. You've sharpened your mind in silence, you've built peace with fire, and now you are ready to face the world. Not as a leaf in the wind, but as the wind itself. And speaking of standing strong, let's move into the foundation of authentic power, living in full alignment with your deepest values. 6. Live in alignment with your values. Imagine standing in the middle of a crowded street, everyone shouting at you, telling you who to be, what to believe, and how to live. Their voices blend into a storm of opinions, expectations, and pressure. And somewhere in that noise, your true voice, your real self, starts to fade. But deep down, you know, you weren't born to blend in. You were born to stand out with clarity, with courage, and with conviction. Ask yourself honestly, are you living or just existing? Too many people drift through life wearing masks handed to them by others. Parents, teachers, culture, society. You're told how to think, how to feel, who you're supposed to become, and for what. So you can fit into a mold that was never designed for you, so you can shrink yourself into someone else's version of acceptable. You weren't made to be a shadow. You were made to burn, to radiate, to be bold enough to claim the life that's yours. Your beliefs, your values, your truth. Right now, you face a choice. Either keep letting the world define your worth, or finally take it back. And if you choose the second, if you choose you, everything begins to change. Marcus Aurelius knew this war well. He lived at the height of chaos and power, and yet, he wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Not your income, not your status, not what others think, your thoughts, your internal alignment. If your mind isn't your own, the world will fill it with noise and drown you in it. You weren't born to follow. You were born to lead yourself first, to walk in your own direction, even when everyone else moves the other way. The world will try to reshape you, to mold you into something softer, safer, quieter. But when you know who you are, really know, no pressure can shake you. You become immovable, a living pillar of principle. So ask yourself, what do you stand for? What's the fire inside of you that refuses to be put out? Because when you align with that inner fire, your core values, you stop reacting to life and start shaping it. Every decision becomes intentional. Every action echoes your truth. No more hesitation. No more apology. No more trying to earn love by betraying yourself. Think back to the moments you gave in, when you said yes to something that didn't feel right just to be accepted. Remember how heavy that felt? Like a chain around your spirit, tightening with every compromise. That stops now. This is your turning point. This is your rebellion. It's time to stop living for applause and start living for what actually matters. for what you believe in. Because once you begin to live in alignment, something incredible happens. The noise fades, the confusion lifts, and what's left is a sense of strength so raw, so real, that nothing outside of you can shake it. You walk into every room rooted, calm, powerful. You don't need to explain yourself. You are the explanation. You don't chase validation because you already know your worth. You're not just enough, you're complete. Here's the truth the world won't tell you. You're owed nothing. But when you stand in your values, life starts to deliver everything you've ever needed: clarity, strength, and a deep, immovable peace. Now let's bring that focus inward, because all of this means nothing if you aren't present in the only moment that's ever real, right now. 7. Focus on the present moment. Imagine holding a handful of sand. No matter how tightly you grip it, the grains still slip through your fingers. That's time. That's life. That's the present moment. Always moving, always disappearing, unless you choose to anchor yourself in it right now. Let's stop pretending. Enough with the mental gymnastics, enough with the endless reruns of the past and imaginary trailers for the future. None of that is real. If none of that matters right now, take a breath, feel it. That inhale, that exhale, that is the only thing that exists. Everything else, illusion, noise. The past, it's gone. It can't be edited. It can't be relived. It's nothing more than a whisper trying to haunt your present with guilt and nostalgia. The future, it hasn't arrived. It's we tell ourselves to delay action, to escape accountability. Someday is the most dangerous lie you'll ever believe. But here's what the Stoics knew, and what we keep forgetting. This moment is the only battlefield that matters. Not the one you imagine next week. Not the one you lost last year. The one right in front of you. And how you show up here defines everything. You've been sitting on potential like it's some magic seed that will grow on its own. You've been waiting for clarity, for readiness, for the perfect time. But let's be honest, that time isn't coming. There is no perfect alignment. The only real decision is this: will you act now? The present moment isn't some abstract idea. It's the crossroads where dreams either die or come to life. You feel that ticking in your chest? That's not just your heartbeat. It's the sound of time slipping away, drop by drop. And the more you look backward or forward, the more you drain the only well that can nourish you. Now. Epictetus didn't just speak about presence, he commanded it. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. That means stop talking about who you want to become and be that person now. This very second. Because anything less is a lie, a betrayal of who you could be. Every second you hesitate is a second you never get back. The life you want to live, it starts here. The strength, the freedom, the purpose, they aren't waiting for you in some distant future. They're forged in the now. You don't become powerful tomorrow. You build it today. And don't fall into the trap of, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is a trick. It's a vapor that disappears the moment you reach for it. You are either alive right now, or you're postponing your life, hoping it'll begin without you. Every action you take or avoid, this very moment is shaping the story you're writing. And if you keep delaying, that story turns into regret, fear, emptiness. But if you claim this moment, if you take full ownership of your breath, your thoughts, your choices, you change the narrative. This is your turning point. Stop waiting for lightning to strike. Stop waiting for a sign. This is it. So what's it going to be? Sit in that chair and let another minute pass without meaning? Or stand up right now and make this moment count? The past can't define you. The future hasn't earned you yet, but this moment, it belongs to you. It is you. Wake up, step in, and don't waste another heartbeat. Next, we step into the storm, not to endure it, but to become it. Let's talk about resilience, forged through adversity. 8. Build resilience through adversity. Picture a blacksmith hammering a blade over fire, again and again. The steel glows, bends, screams, but it doesn't break. It becomes sharper, stronger, more dangerous. That's what resilience is. Not just a word, not just a concept. It's the warrior's soul, forged in the furnace of pain, refined by pressure and reborn through chaos. Life doesn't ask for permission. It doesn't knock politely to see if you're ready. It crashes through your door and punches you in the gut when you least expect it. It doesn't care if you're rested or broken or begging for a break. And here's the truth most people never want to hear. It will keep hitting again and again and again. But here's the power you do have. You get to decide what happens next. Will you let it crush you, or will you rise, taller, sharper, more unshakable than ever? Every time life knocks you down, you're presented with a choice. Fold under the weight or use that pressure to build something unbreakable. This is your proving ground. This is where you discover what you're made of. You're not here to avoid storms. You're here to become one. Seneca didn't whisper gentle encouragement. He roared with clarity. Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Every hardship, every loss, every betrayal, it's not sent to destroy you. It's there to refine you, to toughen your skin and sharpen your soul. Think of your most painful moment, the one that nearly broke you. You remember the chaos, the confusion, the suffocating weight. But here you are, still breathing, still standing. You didn't just survive it, you outgrew it. You evolved. And the scars you carry, those are badges of honor, proof that you were tested and that you didn't break. Real resilience isn't about bouncing back, it's about coming back transformed. Fire in your eyes, strength in your step, rage not rooted in anger, but in purpose. You become wiser, quieter, more focused, but infinitely more dangerous. You stop reacting, you start commanding. What you once called failure now becomes fuel. Every hardship you've endured has carved something powerful into your soul. You're not weaker for the pain, you're more precise because of it. You're not merely weathering the storm anymore, you are the storm. This isn't about toughness for show, it's about power that's undeniable, quiet, centered, but absolutely relentless. Life no longer gets to push you around. You've been through too much. You've seen what you're made of, and it's not fragile. So don't run from the pain. Don't resist it. Run into it. Let it shatter what no longer serves you. Let it break the old shell and remake you into someone the world can't recognize, but can't ignore. Because every blow you take only strengthens your core. The more you face, the more unstoppable you become. And one day, the world will look at you and realize this is no ordinary person. This is a force. Untamable, unbreakable, relentless. Now, to complete your transformation, there's one final shift, and it lies in taking full ownership of your life. Let's talk about radical responsibility. 9. Take responsibility for your life. Picture a sword hanging on the wall. It's beautifully crafted, but unused, untouched. Now imagine what happens when that sword is finally placed in the hands of someone ready to wield it. That's what Stoic wisdom is. Not just elegant theory, but a weapon forged for action. And now it's in your hands. These principles you've heard, they're not just ancient ideas to admire. They are blueprints, battle-tested tools designed to help you seize your life with both hands. Each one is a call to rise, to stop waiting, to stop hiding behind excuses or circumstances, and to take full command of your path. You want to be great? Then stop waiting for permission. The world won't hand you a golden key. No one's coming to rescue you. You are the key. Your mindset, your actions, your choices, those are your foundation. You already have what it takes, but you must choose to use it. When the world tries to wear you down, dig deeper. When hardship shows up at your doorstep, don't run. Open the door and invite it in. You already know discomfort is the fire that shapes greatness. So step into it willingly. Self-discipline, that's your blade. The sharper you hone it, the more unstoppable you become. Acceptance, that's your armor. The moment you embrace what you can't control, the weight falls off and your freedom begins. Living by your values, that's your compass. It keeps you true when the path gets dark. The present moment, that's your battlefield. Don't hesitate, act. Resilience through adversity, that's your legacy. Your scars are not signs of weakness. They're proof that you've earned your place in the arena. This life is yours. Every decision, every breath, every small act of courage, it all belongs to you. So the question now is simple. Are you going to stay in the stands, or are you going to step into the arena? Blood pumping, heart steady, ready to fight for everything you're meant to be? This isn't a gentle invitation. This is a summons. This isn't just advice. It's a command. The world is waiting for you to rise. No more stalling. No more playing small. You have the power. You have the strength. You are the fire. So go claim what's already inside you. And if this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Hit like, drop a comment, share this with someone who needs to wake up. Subscribe to this channel and step into the next level of yourself, because this is not a passive life. This is war. And in this war, you're not just a survivor. You're the champion. You're the champion. These Stoic principles aren't just dusty lines in an old book or clever phrases to skim through in a video. They are living tools, real, tested, and forged in fire. They are weapons meant for those ready to rise, meant for people like you. Every single lesson is a rallying cry, a call to arms, a push to step beyond the comfort zone you've outgrown and confront the raw, untapped power within you. This isn't philosophy for shelves. It's philosophy for life. You want to live with purpose? Then stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for signs. Start with what you already have. Your mindset, your choices, your daily actions. Those are the building blocks of transformation. When life dares you to fold, dare to dig deeper. When pain knocks, open the door and let it in, because you now know it's not punishment. It's the fire that forges greatness. Self-discipline is no longer just a habit, it's your sword. Sharpen it, swing it. The more you commit, the more unshakable you become. Acceptance, that's your shield. The moment you accept what you cannot change, you become free, truly free. And living in alignment with your values, that's your compass, pointing true north when everything else tries to lead you astray. The present moment, that's your battlefield. You own it or you lose it. Adversity, that's your legacy. Every scar you carry is a story of power, proof that you stood tall when the storm hit hardest. So here's the truth. This is your life. No one else can write your story but you. Every breath you take is a chance to claim ownership. Will you let the world decide your fate, or will you step forward and take control? Let's quickly remind ourselves what today gave you. Tools to face discomfort, principles to guide your mind, a call to act in the present, and a reminder that resilience is earned, not gifted. Now, the question isn't if you're capable, it's when you'll choose to rise, because this is your arena. And the world isn't looking for another bystander, it's waiting for a champion. So if you're ready to tear down your limits, to step fully into the force you're meant to become, then take that first step. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, tap subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. This is not a passive game. This is war. And in this war, you are the champion.